Father, please take me higher and thinking revelation and spiritual fire.
It's a privilege to stand here before you and Yahweh to bring you this lesson is Ibryi, which is Hebrew History Month, which the Ruach HaKodesh quickened our Ark Ra Makkah last year. Instead of, black is a color. So it said, it quickened them to say, call it as it is, which is Hebrew. Yes. So this is February, the month they had gave us. It is Hebrew History Month. Praise be to the mighty Yahweh. So the lesson we have for this month is Yisrael, my people. Subtitle, The Promised Land. You all have all heard many people talk about the Promised Land. But this was a true Promised Land, and it was promised to the children of Yisrael. Which says, my Ark say, my Ra would say, people that look like me and you. The dark people of it. So I always like to go to start it off to who we are. Deuteronomy. I like to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 63 to 68. I'm Brother Yahshua, your speaker, and read for me is Akav's sister, the Rock. Praise the mighty Yah. So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, 63 to 68. This is us, people. No one like this other nationality that claim to be Israel. This is how Yah say describe the people. You must find the people in the condition this book describes them at. These people, this is us. They didn't come on the ship. So this is us. This is how we got scattered around all across the area. We everywhere you are. Every country, every continent you can imagine, we are there. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Deuteronomy 28, 63 to 68, and it reads a cop whenever you have it.
And it, Deuteronomy 28, 63. And it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good, and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you, and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. 64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people.
Yahweh say he would scatter you among all people.
Sure did.
This is us. No one else has been scattered across the area except us. Continue our cop.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other Elohims, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Wood and stone, you all. That's what you see. That's what people are bowing down to, wood and stone. So he letting you know this was written thousands of years ago. You all, it's relevant for today. Praise Yahweh. Continue our cop.
Verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
This is us, you all. We find no ease nowhere, as the Ark would say, in United Snakes of America, or anywhere, everywhere around the area, with no excuse. This is Yah talking. He's talking in the sorrow of pain. Look around in our desolated neighborhoods, and what it is. The sorrowful pain. People can't even stand up and look at you face to face. Broken ruach. Continue our call.
Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would Elohim it were even. And at even thou shalt say, would Elohim it were morning. For the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see.
Praise mighty God. Now this is it, you all. This is the verse that captured it all, that tells what people the true Israel is. Read, continue, Carl.
Verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Mizraim again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Praise to mighty God. At the time, we are homeborn slaves. We've been in slavery forever, you know. But this, he would come get us and buy us back. This time he didn't, and he told us how cruel these people was gonna be. But it's not being angry at the other go ahead. If you're anybody be angry at your ancestors. They sold us out. This is all because disobedience, y'all, to Abba Yahweh. Praise Abba Yahweh. And I like to go to this is another thing that Yahweh has left for people can know who the true and Kaya Yisrael is. Let's go to Amos 9 and 7, because he knew, Yahweh knew throughout the ages that people would migrate through these different countries. But he knew one thing for sure, that this one particular people would always be stay in their land and be there. So this is Yahweh. This is how you know the true children of Yahweh. Praise be to Abba Yahweh. Amos 9 and 7. It reads whenever you have it.
Amos 9 and 7. Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Yisrael, saith Yahweh? Have not I brought up Yisrael out of the land of Israel, and the Philistines from Captor, and Assyrians from Ker?
Praise to mighty God. They say, are you not as the children of Ethiopian? Everyone knows what complexion the Ethiopian, dark people like me and you. And that's what he said. As now he said, don't you look like those children of Ethiopian, the children of Yisrael? So they are two dark people. You praise be to the mighty Yah. That's in it. So who the true people, Kaya living people are, Ams of Yisrael. That's us. This is Hebrew History Month. It's to be known. We needed 360 days a year continue. This book is not a religious book, people. It's a history book, and it's the history of Yisrael. Every other always they in there. So this is how I can truly tell you this book is for real, it's true, because they have their history documented. They just, as they call it, whitewashing, white lies. So now truth to be told, because the world is waiting on the true Israel, Adam. That's what the whole thing, our people, it is crying out. He's waking it up one by one. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. So like I say, the title of this is Yisrael, my people. But we in the subtitle, the promised land. See, this was promised to us, people, and it's a promise. We'll be back there, and all other nations will be there too, but we'll be back to our rightful standing ruling as priests and Kohanes. Praise the mighty Yah. So let's go to back to what was that? Yahushua?
Yeah, Yahushua.
Yahushua chapter 10, verses 10 to 14. And it reads, whenever you have it.
Yahushua 10, verse 10. And Yahweh discomforted them before Yisrael, and slew them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goeth up to Beth Horon, and smote them to Azekah, and unto Makkedah. Verse 11. And it came to pass, as they fled from before Yisrael, and were in the going down to Beth Horon, that Yahweh cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstone than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword.
Yeah, praise Yahweh. You see that? All you gotta do is stand for thus said Yahweh. Like you said, the battle not is hid. You see what he did from Shemaiah in heaven? He threw down stones upon them. That's how y'all, we had the King of Kings. We gave it up for a man. A man want to be like the other Goyes, the other nation. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Continue, Akkad.
Verse 12. Then spake Yahshua to Yahweh in the day when Yahweh delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. Verse 13. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and has not to go down about the whole day. Verse 14. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Yahweh hearkened unto the voice of a man. For Yahweh fought for Yisrael.
Praise to mighty Yah. People, this is our history. This is what our ancestors were doing. This is what we was doing. We were going through the fight to get our promised land for us. And look at that. Yahweh listened to a regular man. Praise. If you're a Yah man, he listens to us today. Just as that. You walking with him. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And he did it for them. He do it for us. He brings us individuals. We are witnesses to that. His greatness and glory that he wants us to be known. You know, so-called African American black people, this is our history. This is what that, you know, Roman Christianity won't, they try to do away with the other. This is the history of, for the whole world. And this is ours. They definitely don't want you to know it. But Yah has left it for us. It's time to wake up, and you sleeping Yisrael, and wake to Yah again. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's skip down to verses 24 to 27, and he reads the card whenever you have it.
Yahshua chapter 10, verse 24. And it came to pass, when they brought out those kings unto Yahshua, that Yahshua called for all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war, which went with him, Come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them. Verse 25. And Yahshua said unto them, Fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage. Amen. For thus shall Yahweh do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. Verse 26. And afterwards Yahshua smote them and slew them and hanged them on 5 trees. And they were hanging upon the trees until the evening. Verse 27. And it came to pass at the time of the going down of the sun that Yahshua commanded that they took them down off the trees and cast them into the cave wherein they had been hid, and laid great stones in the cave's mouth, which remain until this very day.
Praise the mighty Yah. You all, let me tell you something. In the New Testament, you all know, this is Yahshua back then. You all in the New Testament, now they call him Jesus. Y'all think he's gentle as a lamb? That was him back there. Now you say no one has seen the Father. And what he used to do back then, he would get the sin out of the way. He would have you just completely destroy man, woman, or a child. If he said it, you either did it, or if you didn't, it was consequence like today. It's consequence for your action. Y'all think when Yahshua come back the second time, it's going to be a mighty bloodshed. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Get on board, get on Yahshua's side. And, amen. Let's go to chapter 11, verses 1 to 6, and it reads, whenever you have it.
Yahshua chapter 11. And it came to pass, when Jabin, king of Hazor, had heard those things, that he sent Yobab, king of Madon, and to the king of Shimron, and to the king of Yahceph. Verse 2. And to the kings that were on the north of the mountains, and of the plains south of Chinneroth, and in the valley, and in the borders of Dor on the west. Verse 3. And to the Canaanites on the east and on the west, and to the Amorites, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Jebusite in the mountains, and to the Hivite under Hermon in the land of Mizpeh. Verse 4. And they went out, they and all their hosts with them, much people, even as the sand that is upon the sea shore, in multitude, with horses and chariots, very many. Verse 5. And when all these things were met together, they came and pitched together at the water of Merom to fight against Yisrael. Verse 6. And Yahweh said unto Yahshua, Be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up all slain before Yisrael.
Hallelujah.
Thou shalt haul their horses and burn their chariots with fire.
Praise my Yah. When Yah speak, it's Shabbat, it's a command, you know. Whenever Yah speak, it's a command, it's a Torah, y'all. So that's what it is. And let me say one thing. All these people they fighting against clean out, y'all, they were some people of color like us. The European hasn't even arrived on the scene yet. So this is history, y'all. The dark people history. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Let's skip down to verses 15 to 16 and read the cop whenever you have.
Yahshua 11 verse 15. As Yahweh commanded Moshe his servant, so did Moshe commanded Yahshua, and so did Yahshua. He left nothing undone of all that Yahweh commanded Moshe. Verse 16. So Yahshua took all that land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountain of Yisrael, and the valley of the same.
Praise the mighty Yah. Yeah, it is. He giving out geographic location. That little state of Israel over there, that's a pee-wee small portion. All that is the promised land over there. That over there called the Middle East. We'll be back there. It's Nebuah, it's prophecy to come. You have to become spiritual Israel there, y'all. Because physical Israel is fine to know who you are. But you must become, as the ark says, spiritual Israel, the Israel light. You must become the light for the or for this raw age we live in. Praise be to the mighty Yah. It's to come, y'all. Let's skip down to verses 18 to 20, and it reads whenever you have it.
Yahshua chapter 11 verse 18. Yahshua made war a long time with all those kings. Verse 19. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon. All other they took in battle. Verse 20. For it was of Yahweh to harden their hearts, that they should come against Yisrael in battle, that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them as Yahweh commanded Moshe.
Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. This is our people, y'all. This is our history. This is what we were doing at the ancient time. We were going to take over the land, the promised land that's waiting. When the new, like I say, when the new Melchizedek come down, you come down from Shemayim. We know no one's going to heaven. Yahweh, as you say in the new Jesus, Yahshua said, no one has been up there. It's hint I said, no one go there. See, it's all that false teaching. We got to unroot that falseness, get out that badness, and plant this truth into it. It takes time, people, but we are all witnesses to this. We are representing the Most High Yahweh. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 12, verses 1 to 2. A coffee reads.
Yahshua chapter 12, verse 1. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote, and possessed their land on the other side of Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Verse 2. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled from Aror, which is upon the bank of the Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon.
See, he giving geographic dynamics again. Plenty land, not just that little the state that was founded in 1948. This is more than that. So this is, like I say, so that lets you know this is it. If that was Israel going back to the promised land, ask yourself this question: why is there no shalom? Because he's written that you will be playing with the lions and rattlesnakes, all that stuff.
Right.
So where's that at? Praise be to the mighty God. Stop and consider what you see in here. Praise the mighty God. Let's go to chapter 13, verses 1 to 2. And it reads whenever you have it.
Yahshua chapter 13. Now Yahshua was old and stricken in years, and Yahweh said unto him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. Verse 2. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Geshuri.
Praise Yahweh. Y'all see that? Plenty land.
Right.
Not just that little state over there. Praise the mighty God, for the true Israel will be back there, like I say, Nabuad and future things to come. It is written, and when Yah says it, it is done already. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's skip down to verses 6 through 8. And it reads whenever you
Yahshua chapter 13, verse 6. All the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Misrephoth-Maim, and all the Sidonians, them will I drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide thou it by lot unto the Israelites for an inheritance, as I have commanded thee. Verse 7. Now therefore divide this land for an inheritance unto the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh. Verse 8. With whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance, which Moshe gave them beyond Jordan eastward, even as Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, gave them.
Praise to my Yah. And like you say, there was 12 tribes, people. So imagine he had 12 tribes. It was hundreds and thousands in each tribe. So you know that land got to be huge. Not just that little state that's over there. But it's all good. We ain't mad at nobody. We just here to teach and tell the truth. What for thus says Yahweh. That's it. You can make the righteous conscious decision on your own. Go into our history book. This is for not only for Israel, it's for the whole Arab, all the goees of the Arab. Praise be to the mighty Yah. This is true salvation. Yahshua. Praise the mighty Yah. Salvation is Yahshua. Hallelujah. Let's go to chapter 14 verses 1 to 15. And it reads whenever you have.
Yahshua chapter 14, verse 1. And these are the countries where the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Yahshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for an inheritance to them. 2. By lot was their inheritance, as Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moshe, for the 9 tribes and for the half tribe. Verse 3. For Moshe had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half tribe on the other side of Jordan, but unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them. Verse 4, for the children of Yahshua were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs for their cattle and for their sustenance.
Look at that. They gave them cities, so you know they had plenty. For they, look like you say, their cattle and their substance. So they had stuff, the Levite. So you know that all that over there is the promised land. Continue, Akar.
Verse 5. As Yahweh commanded Moshe, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Verse 6. Then the children of Yehudah came unto Yahshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Yephunneh the Kenizzite said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that Yahweh said unto Moshe, the man of Elohim, concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea.
Praise to my Yah. See, Moshe, the Adam of Elohim. That was it. You know, it's still, even today, there are Adams of Elohim, of his likeness. Ark, Ara, Makai was the true Yahweh Adam. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Continue, Akar.
Verse 7. 40 years old was I when Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in my heart. Verse 8. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly follow Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh, that's it. Right. That's what you're supposed to do. No matter what your ark do, you wholly follow Yahweh.
Yes.
You know, and that's how I do. A few broken, weakened people can put, you know, have other people paid, frightened where they just can't continue and what Yah has called them to do. Don't let no Adam and no Ishshah do that to you. Wholly follow Yahweh, for thus says Yahweh. Praise the mighty Yah. Continue, God.
Verse 9. And Moshe sware on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon thy feet hath trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed Yahweh thy Elohim.
Yahweh.
Verse 10. And now, behold, Yahweh hath kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, even since Yahweh spake this word unto Moshe, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old.
Wow, y'all see that? See that man with Yahweh's no age. This man was going out like he was 20 something.
There you go.
He's 85 years old.
Yeah.
And watch what he said. Continue, I come.
Verse 11. As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moshe sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now. For war, both to go out and to come in.
85-year-old. Y'all see most of these 85-year-old, you know, y'all forbid, but some health issue. This man still going out to war, and they was fighting hand-on-hand combat. So he was co-ed by our Yahweh. And like we are, he say renew your youth as the eagles every day. You get with Yah. Nothing's impossible with our Yahweh. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Continue, our God.
Verse 12. Now therefore give me this mountain whereof Yahweh spake in that day. For thou heardest in that day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so be Yahweh will be with me, then I shall be to drive them out, as Yahweh said.
Praise the mighty Yah. Like they say, one chase 1,000. They say this one man. He you know, it's not pride, it's confidence in the bars of our Yahweh. He knew. He said, I'm gonna take this mountain. I'm claiming this as my spot. Praise the mighty Yah. Continue.
Verse 13. And Yahshua blessed him, and gave unto Caleb the son of Yephunneh Hebron for an inheritance. Verse 14. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, unto this day, because that he wholly followed Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael.
See, that's it. It continue emphasizing as we are. You grow, as you had growth or have our Yahweh, that becomes your desire, the Holy Father, and you continue hearing the bars, hearing and hearing, and it grows you up, and your Imrinon and Imrinon, because it shows you every day you live, you should, you're Koach and Koach. Praise the mighty Yah. Continue, God.
Verse 15. And the name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba, which Arba was a great man among the Anakims, and the land had rest from war.
Praise the mighty God. Hallelujah. That is told. That's how Yah, this is a promise to Yisrael. It was that Yah is not a man that he cannot lie. His promise to our ancestors then, his promise today. He's just waking us up individually to bring forth. We are all ministers. As we get this Shabbat, we go out and share it with others that we come across. So hopefully they come to know the truth. But like I say, if they reject you, they're not rejecting you, as the Ark said. They rejecting Yah. So hey, don't let that emotional get that. You stand, like I say, be of total courage and continue in his Shabbat and walking in his way. Praise be to the mighty Yah. That's go to 15 and verse 1. And it reads whenever you have.
Yahshua 15, verse 1. This then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Yehudah by their families, even to the border of Edom, the wilderness of Zin, southward was the uttermost part of the south coast.
Praise Yahweh. See, now what's been happening, people, he's breaking down the inheritors of the land. That one person, is bigger than, like I say, the so-called state of Israel. It's more than that. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 16, verse 1. He's breaking down the inheritance, you all.
Okay, very good.
And it reads whenever you have 16 and 1.
Yahshua chapter 16, verse 1. And the lot of the children of Yahceph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel.
Praise Yahweh. Look at that. Continue, large portion of land, you all. That's deep. Okay, 17 and 1, and it reads.
Yahshua chapter 17, verse 1. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Yahshua, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war, therefore he had Gilead and Bashan.
Praise the mighty Yah. See that he breaking it down. Then they say he was a man of war. We are warriors, Yah. Y'all don't have no punks in his army. We stand for dust, and y'all are only on the bars of Emmett. That's it. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 18, verses 1 to 7. And it reads a card whenever you have. Praise the mighty Yah.
Yahshua chapter 18, verse 1. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there. And the land was subdued before them. Verse 2. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance.
Look at that, 7 tribes, and y'all seen all that land from those fruit, and then not saying about the ones that got their side on the other side of Jordan, of the river. Praise the mighty Yah. Continue her car.
Verse 3. And Yahshua said unto the children of Israel, how long are ye slack to go to possess the land which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers hath given you?
That's what Yah said. How long would you be slack, Israel, to be in that slumber or sleep? Wake up. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Continue our car.
Verse 4. Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land and describe it according to the inheritance of them. and they shall come again to me.
Praise Yahweh, y'all. This sound familiar, y'all? See, there was when they was on over there on the other side, he sent out the spies. But this time they grew up and knew what to do.
Yeah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Verse 5. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Yehudah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Yahshua shall abide in their coast on the north. Verse 6. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before Yahweh your Elohim. Verse 7. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of Yahweh is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, gave them.
Praise the mighty Yah. Because we were just speaking of that. And then like the Kohan and the priesthood, they had no part, but they had their cities.
They did.
That's plenty land, the promised land that we're going to return to, y'all. And the boy and fruitfulness to come.
Yes.
Skip down to verse 11, and it reads whenever you have it.
In Yahshua chapter 18, verse 11. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Yehudah and the children of Yahceph.
He's continued dividing the land between the 12 tribes of Yisrael. Praise be to Abba Yahweh. Let's go to chapter 19. Chapter 19 and verse 1. And it reads, a cop, whenever you have it.
Yahshua 19 and 1. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. And their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Yehudah.
Praise Yahweh. Now skip down to verse 10. And it reads when you have it.
Verse 10. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families. And the border of their inheritance was unto Shareth.
That's it. He's breaking down the inheritance of the 12 tribes of Israel, which we have. It's an honor that we are a part of this. This is our heritage, so-called African American black people. Open up your history book and read. And this is the old Torah book is where you get your instruction for life, how you live and how you to walk for Yah. It's not a religious book. It's just a way of life, how we supposed to ever our Yahweh. And it's all told for us. And what's told for you, you would be barakah, so you can be a barak to yourselves and others. Praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. Skip down to verse 17. It reads whenever you have it.
Verse 17. And the fourth lot came out to Ishshah, for the children of Issachar according to their families.
Praise mighty Yah. He's breaking it down, y'all. We are the children of Israel. We are up to one of these 12 tribes. Praise be to Yahweh. Let's skip down to verse 24, and it reads,
Verse 24. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families.
Praise the mighty Yah. Just breaking it down. Skip down to verse 32.
Verse 32. And the sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their family.
Now come on, y'all hearing all this inheritance from these different brothers. Tell me, now just picture that one little area of Israel over there. You think that's it? You think that's the promised land? As like I say, the influence of Hasatan through Adam, the deception, that's it. Lies, the truth be told. Praise be to the mighty Yah. This is Yah's proof. If you receive it or not. Like it's written, what if some, we had a lesson, what if some don't believe? that doesn't stop what thus says Yahweh. It is going forward,
Okay.
moving forward, with or without you. I hope that you get with the program, because after you move in this kind, if people trying to get away from the Torah, that's what you're gonna be judged on the Torah. That's what's gonna be waiting. That's how what he gonna have to judge you on. What you did or didn't do. And that's it. And if you're not found in the book of Kai, like the Ark say, you got the hotel of fire. The lake of fire, that is, as is known. It's truth be told, people. It's a wonderful life with Yah. We go through things, but we go through, you know. And then as each time you get with him, you get more and more confident. Your worries dissipate, and just, you know, myself this week, his word is imminent on anything in your life, work, school, anything. You may hostile, may try to come hinder it. But, you know, and you take that shame. I had a shameful day this week. But the next day, y'all showed up to me and showed up.
Amen.
Where they was told for they say man was told. They was told for they told. They was told their way. And then all of a sudden, bam, the Ruach HaKodesh hit me and had me slowed it down. But it was slower than anybody, but faster than anybody. Praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. Okay. Which we had 17, we 32. Let's go to skip down to verse 40. Verse 40, and it reads a copy.
Yahshua 19, verse 40. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families.
Praise the mighty Yah. All right, skip down to verses 49 to 51, it reads a copy.
Yahshua 19, verse 49. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coast, the children of Israel gave inheritance to Yahshua, the son of Nun among them.
Wow, look at that. They even cut him out of peace, you know. Ain't that something? Yah is plentiful. Praise to be the mighty Yah. Continue.
Verse 50. According to the word of Yahweh, they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath-Serah, in the Mount Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt therein. Verse 51. These are the inheritance which Eleazar the priest and Yahshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided for an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before Yahweh, at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they made an end of dividing the country.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The country, Yah.
Right.
That's it. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 20, verses 1 to 6. It reads a copy whenever you have.
Okay. Yahshua chapter 20, verse 1. Yahweh also spake unto Yahshua, saying, verse 2, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for you cities of refuge, whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moshe. Verse 3, That the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. Verse 4, And when he that doth flee unto one of those cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. Verse 5, And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly, and hated him not before time. Verse 6, And he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from whence he fled.
Praise the mighty Yah. See, they had a place of refuge if you unwillingly didn't kill the baby. And then, like they say, the avenger of blood, that's like the bounty hunter. But he was coming to kill. Praise to mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 21, verses 1 to 3, and it reads whenever you have it.
Yahshua chapter 21, verse 1. Then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, and unto Yahshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. Verse 2. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moshe to give us cities to dwell in, with the suburbs thereof for our cattle. Verse 3. And the children of Israel gave unto the Levites out of their inheritance at the commandment of Yahweh these cities and their suburbs.
Praise Yahweh. Y'all know we live in the city of Chicago, and then y'all know suburbs, how it is. So they had nice real estate. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 22, verses 1 to 9. It reads whenever you have it. Hallelujah.
Yahshua chapter 22, verse 1. Then Yahshua called the Reubenites and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh. Verse 2. And said unto them, Ye have kept all that Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, commanded you, and have obeyed my voice in all that I commanded you.
Say, obedience key, you all. It was then, is now, and forever. Continue on, God.
Verse 3. And ye have not left your brethren these many days unto this day, but have kept the charge of the commandment of Yahweh your Elohim. Verse 4. And now Yahweh your Elohim had given rest unto your brethren, as he promised them. Therefore now return ye and get you unto your tents and unto the land of your possession, which Moshe the servant of Yahweh gave you on the other side of Jordan. Verse 5. But take diligent heed to do the commandment and the law which Moshe the servant of Yahweh charged you to love Yahweh your Elohim, and to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments, and to cleave unto him, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul.
Praise to my Yah. That's our whole duty, man. That's it. That's all he asks. That's it. Continue on, come.
Verse 6. So Yahshua blessed them and sent them away, and they went unto their tents. Verse 7. Now to the one half of the tribe of Manasseh, Moshe had given possession in Bashan, but unto the other half thereof gave Yahshua among their brethren on this side of Jordan westward. And when Yahshua sent them away also unto their tents, then he blessed them. Verse 8. And he spake unto them, saying, Return with much riches unto your tents, and with very much cattle, with silver, and with gold, and with brass, and with iron, and with very much raiment. Divide of your enemies with your brethren.
Praise to my Yah. Y'all see how y'all we had it. We like I said, we were the head, not the tail. Now we're the tail. Because disobedience to our Yahweh. Continue, our come.
Verse 9. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh returned and departed from the children of Yisrael out of Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan, to go unto the country of Gilead, to the land of their possession, whereof they were possessed, according to the word of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe.
Praise the mighty Yah. That's how Yah rose for us. If you be obedient to it, he wants to be good to you because he's nothing but Tobit and a half. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 23, verses 1 to 8. It reads a couple. Now you have it.
Yahshua chapter 23, verse 1. And it came to pass a long time after that Yahweh had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about, that Yahshua waxed old and stricken in age. Verse 2. And Yahshua called for all Israel, and for their elders, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age. Verse 3. And ye have seen all that Yahweh your Elohim had done unto all these nations because of you. For Yahweh your Elohim is he that hath fought for you.
Bless his name.
Verse 4. Behold, I have divided unto you by lots these nations that remain, to be an inheritance for your tribe from Jordan, with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward. Verse 5. And Yahweh your Elohim, he shall expel them from before you, and drive them from out of your sight. And ye shall possess their land, as Yahweh your Elohim had promised unto you. Verse 6. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and do all that is written in the book of the law of Moshe, that ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left. Verse 7. That ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their Elohims, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourself unto them. Verse 8. But cleave unto Yahweh your Elohim, as ye have done unto this day.
Praise to my Yah. See, so-called black man, African American, we can't, like he said, he talking about us, all these other nations that we are cleaving to, and they Elohim, they gods. You all know which ones you are cleaving to and serving. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Skip down to verses 10 to 16, and it reads a couple whenever you have
Okay. Yahshua chapter 23 verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000.
Oh, that's it.
Yes.
That's it. One of us. He just wake us one of us. Praise the mighty. That's his thus says Yahweh. Continue.
For Yahweh your Elohim, he it is that fighteth for you, and he had as he had promised you. Verse 11. Take good heed therefore unto yourself, that ye love Yahweh your Elohim. Verse 12. Else if you do any wise to go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they to you. Verse 13. Know for certainty that Yahweh your Elohim will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which Yahweh your Elohim hath given you. Verse 14. And behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth, and ye know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing hath failed of all the good things which Yahweh your Elohim spake concerning you. All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing hath failed thereof. Verse 15. Therefore it shall come to pass that as all good things are come upon you, which Yahweh your Elohim promised you, so shall Yahweh bring upon you all evil things, until he hath destroyed you from off this good land which Yahweh your Elohim hath given you. Verse 16. When ye have transgressed the covenant of Yahweh your Elohim, which he commanded you, and have gone and served other Elohims, and bowed yourself to them, then shall the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you, and ye shall perish quickly from off the good land which he hath given you.
Praise the mighty Yah. And this is what's happening with us today, people, from our ancestors, the choice they made. But if you return to thus said Yahweh, that generation curse is broken. There's no more. He wants you to have all this goodness, but all around our people, it's not the European. It has nothing to do with it. It's the vessel y'all have, the chest that beat you down. That's all it is. And the influence of Hasatan, the evil one, just got them going wacko crazy. And we are on the generational curse. That's what's happening with our children. It's sad because he told you not to get with the mother, go east and serve they Elohim. And that's what it is. You see many churches in our neighborhood, 5, 6 of them. Has anything changed? No. Because thus says Yahweh. You called him the wrong Elohim. You tried that other Elohim. You know, tried the true and Kaya Elohim, Yahshua and Yahweh. Praise the mighty Yah. So let's go to the next chapter 24. It's I know we're not going to get through it, but you all can write it down. It's 24, 1 to 33, the whole chapter. But we're going to go as far as time allows. It's been an honor to bring all y'all to bars on this Hebrew History Month. Yahshua 24 verse 1, you can start there and continue to time allows.
Yahshua 24, chapter 24 verse 1. And Yahshua gathered all the tribes of Yisrael to Shechem, and called for the elders of Yisrael, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and they presented themselves before Elohim. Verse 2. And Yahshua said unto all the people, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael, Your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nachor, and they served other Elohim.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Verse 3.
I see my time is up. We're going to cut it off here. I like to say to you all, so-called African American, black man, this is our history book. This is what the true Kaya Elohim is, Yahweh and Yahshua. You know, it's time that we consider these things. People see, but most of you all refuse to hear the truth. You know, you want to say that good old time thing, my grandmama is the religion that's religion. This is not religion. This is word of truth, and it's Yahweh's truth. So we hope this would be edifying to you like it is to us, and it will if you receive and believe it. Write it down in the scriptures. I hope you know, for you can go into the book yourself, because that's what Yah said. Study thyself, proving yourself to Him. That's it. So until we see and speak again to each other, Shabbat Shalom.
Father, please take me higher in thinking revelation and spiritual fire.